And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time Against the Storm at the top of Cycle 3. So we're going for a Viceroy Seal mission. We're going to do various procedures along the way. So for today, we're going to be doing on Procedure 1 because can't go higher than Procedure 1. We'll do something higher than Procedure 1. Thinking of going Lizards, Frogs here. And we're going to do the Battleground, which has the drawback of extra hostility points in this Coastal Grove. So we're going to do wood. What is the mines in here? I know this place has mines. Salt. Salt, I think, has a byproduct of something I'm not going to be able to mine. So our most mineable of the two rocks is going to be clay, so we'll do clay as the number 2. It looks like this one, and this one to finish it up. So we're going to get 3 additional cornerstone reroll charges and about 70 more food for this turn. If this episode goes well, I'm going to try to keep the episode within 30 minutes. If that means the city takes 3 parts, as far as YouTube's concerned, then I'm only going to record 1 city tonight. If it finishes within 2, we'll go ahead and do 2 cities. We'll do 2 cities, because I think I've got about enough time for about 4 to 5 parts. So if it takes more than 3 parts for the first city, we don't have time for the second one. Firekeeper's power weakened in the face of otherworldly forces. Maximum sacrifices is lowered by 1. Tends not to be too much of a problem as long as I remember. I may forget. Villagers have a chance of perishing. Okay, so this is going to be... Well, if it wasn't housing... Well, even housing in this situation will be difficult because we have frogs. So we have frogs that are unhoused, and we're hostility 2 or higher. There's a 5% chance they'll die every 15 seconds. That's about 50-50 on them dying in a given storm. So that's going to be a bit bad. So we want to try to avoid getting above 2, or we want to make sure all the frogs are housed. Unnatural erosion. A5 oil. Or get 2 random gathering nodes destroyed. Okay, so we're going to want to either be generating low to oil, or we want to keep hostility below 4. The rotten rain here isn't that bad, so it's this one here, unnatural erosion, that's going to be the pain. We are on Procedure 1, so instead of needing 14 reputation to win, we need 18. Still 14 to lose, so we need to be a little careful on not getting too much impatience. Cookhouse is probably pretty good. We don't have the flour, but if we get lucky, we'll roll into it. Small farm or forgers here, or small farm or tavern here. Bit early for tavern. Well, I suppose that's probably the best place to check to see if we've got average amount of fertile soil. So it's a little bit lower than the most fertile places. This will combo pretty nicely with the existing vegetables and give us some grain to work with. There is no vegetables in deposits, so Forge's Camp is a little bit meh here. There's no grain, there's no vegetables, there's just roots. So I think I'm leaning towards small farm here. Sadly, turning down the tavern. I think it's a little too early for the tavern. Easy choice here is probably going for the Weaver. Having a source of construction goods is always good. I accidentally hit reroll on one of these. Cookhouse, Weaver. No, didn't hit reroll. Or did hit reroll, because I didn't see an option on one. Okay. Carpenter is really good for tools. We don't need plant fiber. Plant fiber would be more tempting if we had no farm or had the ranch, as we could feed the plant fiber into the ranch. So it's tossed here between bricks and planks. Planks tools is going to be stronger, I think, than coal bricks. This is a map where I'm going to have to get advanced houses going quickly. So we actually have enough brick right away to build one advanced house, so we'll do that. Looks like carpenter will be the first of those we build, but we'll need a little bit of fabric, which shouldn't be too hard to get. And then because we need to get the bricks going quickly, let's get a stone cutter in addition to the wood cutters. Okay, we got a dangerous glade up here. Let's start working towards that dangerous glade. I think there's a decent possibility we can take the success on a glade if we rush it. And if not, then we'll lose, and the next part will be me trying to fix it. Probably by not trying quite so hard to meta right at the beginning. Okay, so roads, low priority. Do I have what I need to ship here? No. So we'll need to get some fiber, which we can get from trees. And some greens, which we can get some trees. What are we missing for resource acquisition? So that's going to be all the camps, I think. Food production is actually the farmers, okay. So there's a choice between industry and city here. Probably go city and try to roll a useful end of tier blueprint. So if I get a choice, then I don't want to necessarily to take a tavern, but if I get like past a tavern, I'll just accept it. So roads are the lowest priority. Rockhouse is fine on neutral. Wood here is the highest priority. You're not going to finish until we find fabric. We should be in a position to make fabric. What's actually the byproduct on the mine? The byproduct on the mine is not useful for what we want. It's food. Okay. So we probably want the byproduct on the trees, sadly. We want to do algae right at the beginning to get the fabric going. We do want to be fairly mined on the fabric, so I limit that to 2. This is our best source of bricks, so I'm going to go a little ham and, if need be, tell it make bricks. And we'll actually up-prioritize the stone cutter a bit. We do want that getting going quickly. Oh, let's swap you to Lizardman. I'd rather have the +1 resolve right at the beginning than getting more people coming earlier. Because until we get a cornerstone that plays off of more people, we don't necessarily need or want more people. For the reason that if we can, we want to stay below 2, because until we get everyone housed, people will die. So let's try not to be in a situation where people are dying. Advanced house going. We will need to assign someone here. We're a little thin on workers, so we'll probably assign... do I assign everyone, or do I assign all but one? Let's assign all but one. Also looks like that when the storm arrives, we will probably want to take woodcutter off. Unless we finish the housing. Okay, exploration contract here is really tempting, because that'll give us more clay, which allows us to build the bricks, to make the houses, to make the things we need to survive. Not super good otherwise. I don't have any of the luxury stuff I need to break into the dangerous glade. But we do want to break into a glade. I think we do want to break into a glade, so we'll break into a small glade. Just to have an idea of what bushes, what nodes we're going to have come next year to use. Okay, we can do camps. That would be pretty easy. Giving 10 bricks away is maybe not super great, but I think we're going to get enough that's not going to problem. Plus it gives us some bricks back. Speedy real estate. Barth upgraded to 1. We don't have the people to do that. We just don't. And we're not going to get in time. So we're not taking that. Sorry. Exploration. Discover 5 glades. We will almost certainly do that. Tick-tock. Complete any 2 dangerous glades. If this was a map where no one's going to get copper, I'd probably be very tempted for the steel drills. We're going to do exploration. We'll do exploration eventually. That'll at least get us a step towards victory. Lost in the woods will probably happen. But that's also against Rich Harvest. Rich Harvest is pretty likely to happen as well. But +1 clay is probably what we want. Because we're going to be making lots of bricks, and that's a good way to make bricks. Well, to increase the input to bricks. Because right now we don't have the best place to make bricks. In fact, that might have been one of the arguments that you could have made early on. And I won't necessarily that you're wrong to take the kiln instead of the carpenter. Okay. Ruined building, not a bad choice, because we got lucky and we got a traverse camp in the first glade. We're not going to repair it right away. But that's good. We can repair the traverse camp, that'll give us more food. And it's upgraded building. And clear the ruins for here, and we've broken into one of the glades. I think we're going to break one glade. So we get everyone... We got an idea where all housing is going to come from. I should get the lizard's house, what I'm thinking about. We got the wood. The wood. Let's get the benches down. It won't kick in right away, but we got the wood around sitting around, so we might as well not have them wasted. Okay, house complete. So now we only have the 2 frogs unhoused. We now have the bricks for them to be housed. Let's get them housed. And then we won't have to respond to hostility right away at the beginning of the storm, because we'll have everyone housed. Actually, no, we haven't reached high enough level that that's going to go up. The requirement for that's going to go up to 36, so we're going to run a little requirement for it. Don't yet have algae off the trees, so let's let the tree dropper keep going. Ah, there comes our fabric. Oh, and you aren't needed anymore because we've gone ahead and run out of wood, or run out of clay for you to harvest. Given that, let's go ahead and have you fix the trappers camp. That'll be a good place for you to work for the moment. Do you cost to move? No, you can move for free, so okay. And then we'll get the weaver up in your spawn. It's a good spot for the weaver. Okay, so that is a lizardman. I thought for some reason that it looked a lot like a pump, and maybe the hat on the lizardman does look like a pump, but that is a lizardman and not a pump. Why did I take you off? Because we only just built you. Didn't assign anyone there. Okay, so everyone's housed, so we don't have to be worried about hailstorms killing anyone. We will need to worry about resolve. So the first guy that drops the resolve 0 will cause me to respond with removing a lumberjack to kick us up 1 level. Or kick us down 1 level of hostility. Okay, so we could get you running, and we will get you running, because food is food. We are at the point where we probably want to break into glades. We're not in a good spot for breaking into dangerous glades, sadly. Though, maybe if I get that done fast enough, that will let us in. So we'll prep to come into one of these two. Maybe both of them, depending upon what we get for incoming people. Hostility going up has dropped the hostility enough by itself, so I don't need to assign a lumber camp. We will probably need to during the next storm, though. Farsight, Trade Hub, and Master Blueprint. Ooh, it's a real toss-up between Master Blueprint and Trade Hub here. Let's go Trade Hub. I'm not know if I'm going to break into any of the major glades yet. Trade Hub means I can sort of potentially, if I get a good way to make provisions, I can sort of cheese the victory out with trade. Most people refer to it. Okay, 2 or 2. If I go foxes, I'll get all my first set of foxes. And I won't need to do specialized housing, so that's what we're going to go with. We just do a regular house, regular shelter, to avoid them dying during the storm. I think it works for our requirements. Very well. That'll now get us up to level 1 in the Hearth, so +1 global resolve. Sadly, not enough to... Well, it wasn't going to be early enough for that timed order. Otherwise, that timed order would have been nice to do. That's a new thing I think we locked at the end of last stream, was timed orders. If you're watching, well, regardless of watching on YouTube or Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, you probably, if you want to go see that, you have to go watch it on YouTube. And if you missed it. Okay, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about something. Green fog has me right now. Oh, Harvester Camp. We don't have a reason to use it, but we have a reason to build it. That's a good place to think about. That'll be the quick one to break into. Break into that one. Now comes food for sending you off. Well, how comes the algae? And the answer is terribly. It's coming terribly. I don't need tools, otherwise I'd be buying tools here. And tools is the one I think I would buy. If they had scrolls, I'd be tempted to buy scrolls as well. Yeah, tools is the only thing here that I'd buy. So sadly, we're not trading with you. The only thing we might do is, in theory, we could hypothetically sell all the copper for something. That would be enough for 2 tools. So we'll splurge, we'll get 2 tools. Oh, and we need, before I forget, we should get someone on the lumberjack. So, or on the carpenter, so we actually get those planks to build the weaver, to lower the requirements on you. In fact, we can tell you stop doing stuff with fabric, which will improve our stockpile for you, which is good to see. Too short in the algae for sending that off. So we may be able to send that off this call. Okay, this camp's complete, so we'll pay the 10 bricks. It's a little bit expensive. We'll get enough material back for replace 4 of those 10. At which point I could disassemble the harvester camp, or just leave it around until we need it. And no one's assigned to it, so no one's going to complain. New set of orders come in. Happy foxes. Don't quite have enough to make happy foxes. It might be what we go with. No, never mind. I tend to not be fond of friendships. Same thing with the frog friendship. So it's do I want foxes or do I want frogs? I know the combos with frogs in this case I think are more tempting for me, so I'm gonna go with the frog one. Even though I think the happy foxes is probably easier than the happy frogs here. But not wanting to do it means I don't need to rush through it anyway. We don't have the stuff for a sacrificial ceremony. I could demand the trader show up and try to buy that, but yeah. Though, ancient artifact is real good. Plus 3 global is real strong. But we don't need the smithy. The oil delivery item would be the tempting part there. Fox pack. Yeah, I think fox pack. If we can find this will give us a straight up +3, which we could time that and just have the house ready for them, so that's not a problem. Glades isn't very hard, and we already want to be making packs of provisions. And +3 fox support will be nice. And at this point, we're mainly doing orders for the rewards and not doing them for their reputation, because they're only providing half a point reputation. Okay, we broke in there. We got a trader. Sorry for the moment of silence there. Had to cough and did not want you hearing a cough in your beautiful ears. Probably not interact with this. Sadly. We don't... He's not selling Brexers, the one we'd want to buy. Don't want to buy scales that badly. I don't really got anything good to sell him. So we're gonna leave him alone. And none of these are tempting enough, right? So it's just basic stuff we can get whenever we send out a call. This is a place for farm, so once he is down, we may take the effort. In fact, I will take the effort right now to get the farm field set up. We'll take the effort to get that set up. We have one constructor working on it, so that'll be fine. Because that'll be a good farm to set up. Okay, next thing we want to do... again, I'm not worried about being in Hostility 2. So we'll break into the next view. Because we're basically at the point where unless I'm going to spend wood to reduce hostility, we're stuck in Hostility 2. So hopefully I've got the global up high enough that by a little bit of finagling we keep everyone around without having to lower hostility. And stay 4 or below is really where we need to stay. Waiting for the merchant to go. I don't think I can accelerate his leaving. Yeah, this building can't be destroyed. I could rob him, but that probably is a bad idea right now. If we break through here, we'll complete 2 orders. That'll give us another blueprint. And a bunch of rewards, which would be nice. Okay, so we've got you ready to ship. Yeah, completely ready to ship. Green's probably the best. Greenery is the veg here is probably the best. We got 1 people to deliver it, so I do want to take someone off to complete the delivery faster. Yeah, let's. We got plenty of food, so we can take one of the farmers, or take one of the trappers. Make them go faster that one. Oh, which in practice, thinking about it, I should. Those of you who are keen-eyed or a keen mechanic will recognize that I should have assigned the lizardmen to doing that job, rather than the frogmen if possible, because they have global productivity ranches at the trappers. You're breaking there. That shouldn't be a problem. You're loading. Okay. 2 more trips and it will be done. It is done. We have a guy that we can send off to do jobs. Let's get the farm running better. Oh, I did not... Did I screw up and not take the farm? I may have screwed up and not take the farm. Thought I'd taken the farm. I must have taken the reroll by accident. Oops. Okay, so I don't have a farm, so I should have... Well, that's not an easily targetable building, so... Darn. Maybe should have done a different option here. Too late. This is off and about, so we'll see what it brings back. Okay, we have... Well, you're going to go into one of the dangerous glades nearby. No, not dangerous. You're going to go into the forbidden glade nearby. Might actually be where we want to go. All things considered. No, and it wasn't 2, it was only 1 because we don't have the provisions yet. Tannery, manufactory, herbalist hut, and kiln. Because of our desperate need for bricks, I'm going to go with the kiln. I don't think the kiln in our situation is super strong, but that brick upgrade is enough of an upgrade. I'm going to go for it. And you go over here if we're into workers. I'll send you to your new location. And where do I want to... Probably want to put it next, right in front of here. Drop the kiln. Like so. So the question is, do I want to break in here in 3 minutes? Because that is something I could plausibly do. The question is that a sane thing to do? Which is an entirely different problem. The answer is probably no. Is it a sane thing to do? What's the timer on 5 minutes? We'd have this up for 2 minutes. I would have to emergency call. Oh, I moved the wrong building. We want to move you back to where you were. Well, close to where you were. Move you, and we will. I'll take the risk of breaking through into there. If they can do it in time. Okay, so we want you 4 bricks, which technically means I don't need you on this anymore. Because you'll just be pipes. We're not in a rush to build any pipes. Do I want frog here? I do want a frog here. So, coal, prioritize bricks. Bricks is the highest priority. I want you to produce a bunch of bricks, and then everything else. And if possible, do the jerky out of salt or sea marrow. Actually, leave me the others. Which means we won't be able to do the jerky right away, but I think that's fine. Can I... Well, I keep asking questions, and the answer to is yes, if you want to pay the cost. The cost here is, do I want to get the weaver going? The answer is I do want to have the weaver going, so let's get the weaver going. Okay, we are in Hostility 3, which arguably we don't want to be in. Do I take the lumberjack off? That will delay us, but it looks like we're on track to get there in time, so let's take that lumberjack off. Hopefully on Hostility 2 we need to play a little bit around with Resolve to keep everyone from leaving. Yeah, it looks like we'll be able to play that. It's going to be real tight. Okay. Play that. That'll get them to stop leaving. They won't have time to leave before the storm ends. Like so. Okay, so we have a destroyed rainpunk engine. Corrupting rain will seemingly through the rainpunk. Every 90 seconds, a blood flower will appear. So, okay, so that's not that bad as a secondary. I don't actually want to pay to rebuild this. All it's going to give us is ability to build parts and wildfire essence, and I very rarely buy those. Build those. Even when offered the opportunity. Gift of gratitude, please. Global +1 resolve. We got a market, which is expensive to rebuild, but otherwise it's fairly easy to deal with. So this is the dangerous thing. We need to deal with this before it explodes. Yeah, before it explodes. We could technically move everything out of the way, but we want to deal with it before it explodes. Rebuild is probably outside my price window. We're making insects, so let's do dye extractor. We can use dye for various things. Generous gifts, I'd have to be a bit more progressive on getting the hearths upgraded for. Okay, and we need to assign 3 people to deal with that. It shouldn't be a problem. Obviously we'll do our two frogs, and we'll do the lizard. I'll get going. We'll slow down plank production for the duration, but that'll be fine. Let's give them some packs of stuff. More coal, which is actually pretty good because we do have a coal maker set up. So +2 coal is not bad per cycle, and 20 amber is not bad. So this is not going to be that bad. That was actually a good glade to break into. And I didn't get the farm in the end. Whoops. Remembering that. Okay, let's move time a bit. We get our next wave of people coming in. 3 or 4. I have lots of jobs for them to do, so I'm very tempted to take 4. Either way, I'm going to have to build another stone house, but I think we got the stone on hand for it. So we'll do this option. Either way, we will get that going faster. And we want to build a regular house and a frog house. We are short some bricks, but that'll probably solve itself in a moment with the kiln running. Reminds me, we don't want bricks here, so we can send these back to town. I have a spare worker right now, so let's assign a worker here. Just to get you delivered. Assign a worker there. We'll get the trappers going full speed, which is the source of our dye, or source of our insects. Insects right now are going to give us, for every 10 that we pick up, we get 5 dye. It's not a bad trade. Exploration complete. So our exploration came back. We got ourselves the forum. Lots of bricks that I don't have. And rare sunken treasure. How good is that rare sunken treasure? 3 ancient tablets, not that bad. And we don't yet have the LJ. Well, other than the LJ, we're basically ready to send off the next wave of scouts. And we're low in fuel, that's what it's complaining about. Okay. So I should probably bring the lone lumber camp back here. And I'm not desperate to... Well, actually, no, I am somewhat desperate for that construction to get finished. So, have you delivered? You have delivered. Okay. I want that running as fast as possible to solve our fuel problem, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to turn off important productions right now. That's the market, not the destroyed rain punk engine. So that's the destroyed running punk engine. Looks like it will complete on time. We're having any bad stuff. Oh, and we'll have blood flowers popping up as this goes. I will need to find some of those guys. Carpenter is probably the best place to take them. That will slow the fuel shutdown as well, so. Okay, looking at the time, this is where I should put the part break. So I hope you have been enjoying it. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We will pick this up after a short break, as I remember to actually drink some of the tea I have in front of me. And we'll deal with the trader here. So I hope you've all been enjoying it. Catch you in the next part if you are watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'll start recording after a quick stretch and a quick sip of tea. So bye for now. Catch you in the next part.